Before the voice echoed across the world, before anonymity became her armor, before the wigs turned mystery into identity, there was a household in Adelaide where art was abundant, but emotional stability was not guaranteed. Because the story of Sia doesn't begin with fame. It begins with family, the quiet force that shaped her sensitivity, her struggles, and her unmistakable sound. Parents, the artist's WHO shaped her inner world. Father, Phil Colson. Phil Colson was not your typical father figure. He was a musician, a lecturer, and above all, a man deeply immersed in creativity. Music wasn't something he did occasionally. It was something he lived. His influence on Sia. From an early age, Sia was surrounded by instruments, musical conversations, artistic thinking. Her father introduced her to the emotional power of music, not just its technical side. He showed her that music could express what words cannot, heal internal wounds, connect deeply with others. This exposure planted the seed of artistry in her. The hidden reality. But there was another side. Like many creative individuals, Phil's life also carried challenges, particularly around consistency, discipline, and lifestyle choices. Sia has spoken about being exposed to substance use and unstable patterns at a young age. This created a dual lesson. Art is powerful, but the artist's life can be fragile. And that duality stayed with her. It's one of the reasons Sia later approached fame with caution. She had already seen what unchecked lifestyles could do. Mother, Loene Furler. If her father gave her music, her mother gave her emotional depth. Loene Furler was an artist and lecturer, someone who lived in the world of expression. But behind that creative identity was a woman navigating health challenges, both physical and psychological. Emotional environment at home. Sia has described her upbringing as emotionally complex. Her mother's struggles created an atmosphere that could shift quickly. Moments of warmth and creativity, followed by periods of emotional heaviness. This unpredictability shaped Sia in profound ways. What Sia learned from her mother. Growing up in that environment made Sia highly empathetic, emotionally intuitive, deeply observant. She became the kind of child who could sense mood changes instantly, adapt her behavior to maintain peace, use humor and expression to lighten tension. These weren't learned skills in a classroom. They were survival instincts. And later, they became performance tools. Family dynamics, a house of creativity and contrast. Sia's home life wasn't defined by chaos, but by contrast. Creativity versus instability, expression versus silence, love versus unpredictability. It was a space where art was encouraged, emotions were intense, stability was not always consistent. This kind of environment does something unique. It doesn't just raise a child. It sharpens their perception of the world. Sia didn't just grow up in that space. She learned how to translate it into lyrics, into melodies, into raw emotional truth. Siblings, the powerful silence of being an only child. Sia has no siblings. At first glance, that might seem like a small detail. But in her case, it's a defining one. What being an only child meant. Without brothers or sisters, there was no shared emotional buffer. No one to split the attention or tension. No one to process experiences within real time. Everything she felt alone. The psychological impact. Being an only child in an emotionally layered household often leads to 1. Deep internal processing. Sia developed a rich inner world. She didn't always express outwardly, she processed internally. 2. Heightened sensitivity. Without distraction, she became more attuned. 2. Tone shifts. Facial expressions. Emotional undercurrents. 3. Creative escapism. With no siblings to turn to, she turned inward. Music became her companion. Imagination became her refuge. Expression became her release. The creative outcome. That solitude didn't isolate her, it refined her. It gave her a unique voice, a deep emotional range, the ability to connect with universal feelings. This is why her music feels so personal. Because it comes from a place where she had no one else to speak to. So she learned to speak through sound. The deeper truth, what her family really gave her. Sia's parents and family structure didn't just influence her life. They engineered her artistry. From her father, she inherited musical instinct, creative courage, respect for artistic expression. From her mother, she absorbed emotional depth, vulnerability, sensitivity to human experience. From being an only child, she developed independence, introspection, a powerful inner voice. Sia didn't come from perfection. She came from complexity, a home where art was everywhere, emotions ran deep, stability wasn't guaranteed, but instead of breaking her, it built her. Because in the end, her parents didn't just give her life. They gave her feeling, and being an only child didn't make her lonely. It made her limitless within herself. That's why when Sia sings, it doesn't feel like performance. It feels like truth finally finding a voice.